today. From Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, it's Week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos taking on Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team, and they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
The Raiders.
First possession coming for the Raiders, and at quarterback, their longtime starter in his 7th season, Derek Carr.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
The ball carrier.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 20 carries, 132 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Carr incomplete.
Carr's pass is A.J. Boye on the coverage.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Carr. The open man here, Renfro.
Carr's pass complete.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard strike.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. K.J. Hamler deep for the Broncos. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his 2nd season out of Missouri, Drew Lock.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass. That's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And he'll get this one up to the 26.
Phillip Lindsay, the ball.
A look at the numbers a week ago for Lindsay. 15 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
And well-liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball.
On second down now, it's Lindsey. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Locked to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got his tight end fan. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass and they get 12 yards out of it.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance, down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. He was brought down by Malik Collins. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 44. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And this defense very accustomed to trying to stop Melvin Gordon. It's the same division, the AFC West, but a different uniform for Gordon, spending 5 years with the Chargers before joining these Broncos in the offseason. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. Now Gordon. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. The ball carrier.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 35. That's going to be a 6-yard gain and leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain. And 1.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a scoreless game. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. To throw again. Carr. Over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd and 12, Carr. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Carr going to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Henry Ruggs, the rookie, his intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Carr's pass intended for Jason Witten. Incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
Fourth down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. This from 54 yards away. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
0-0.
So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Shotgun snap to Locke. He's going to drop this one down to Gordon. And he will have a Broncos first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
Every time I watch Melvin Gordon play, I'm reminded of his time at Wisconsin and his development there. Went from being kind of a gimmick player to a full-time runner to a guy who became more than dependable out of the backfield catching the football. Just caught one there for a first down. Those are the types of plays that Melvin Gordon is capable of making.
On first down, Lindsey. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Block on the give. It's Lindsey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Block working out of the gun. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Out quickly to Judy. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 2nd and 15 now. Locke. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Max Crosby. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
So 3rd and long now for Locke and the Broncos following the sack. From the gun, it's Locke. And that will be incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
7-yard attempt.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
Broncos 3, Raiders nothing.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
1st and 10. At their own 25-yard.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Lets this go for Renfro downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40.
Number 25.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun. Locke. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab.
To Jerry Jeudy.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing. But I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
We know Melvin Gordon is very effective getting to the perimeter, but being a former University of Wisconsin Badger means you know how to run the ball inside and with power as well. I also like the fact that he's a weapon in the passing game. Had as many as 58 catches in a season. Throw it to him in space and look out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Lindsey. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Philip Lindsey on the carry.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 18-yard line. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on third down.
I know people see Philip Lindsey's role in Denver is changing a bit with the arrival of Melvin Gordon, but I think Gordon's going to be more of an enhancement for Lindsey. Maybe he won't carry it as often, but now he'll be much more effective as a two-headed monster in the backfield. Both of them can run it inside, get to the perimeter, and catch the ball out of the backfield and move the sticks.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now to the air. Lock. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jerry Jeudy, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. That time a 9-play drive, and it ends with a Denver touchdown.
To kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard.
Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. So a change of possession here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. And Denver getting set to take the field. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
2nd and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. They look to throw. It's Locke. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Broncos' new signee for 2020, Sam Martin, former Lion, on to punt. As he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's Jones on the return. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Carr now on 1st down. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And this one complete to Witten over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams.
Carr's pass complete.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. Second down at 4. Again, it's Carr. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. So now we have Jackson slow to get back on his feet. Appears to be shaken up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. After the turnover, here's Locke. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again. Locke. And he whips that one incomplete there. Cortland Sutton, first-time Pro Bowler. He was the intended target. But now it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
This is the tight end Fant. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Locke on target to Fant for a Bronco 1st down. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. Eight yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, Locke. And the Raiders have got him. LaMarcus Joyner. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. So 3rd and long now for Locke and the Broncos following the sack. Now it's Lindsey. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1.
It's 4th down.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on out to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. 28-17, your final score. From there, we'll head east to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Josh Reynolds, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. KJ Hamler returning it. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Lock. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. Now, remember, they had 2 last week in the win, obviously losing here.
Well, you talked about looking for a spark, and the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team, and he had that opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back off at all. They figure if they can get one of those takeaways, they can spark their team to a win.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Got an open man. It's Ruggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st down.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Jacobs. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Jacobs. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. I thought when Josh Jacobs was coming out of the University of Alabama, he was an absolutely perfect fit for John Gruden's offense with the Raiders. And it turned out, in this case, I was absolutely right. Led the NFL rookies in rushing a year ago. 1,150 yards. In fact, the only rookie to top the 1,000-yard barrier. This kid is a workhorse who can carry the football in any situation and catch it out of the backfield. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity
and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
His throw incomplete. The intended receiver that time was Josh Jacobs, and that'll make it third down.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. Carr to the rookie Ruggs for a Raider first.
Well, look what we have here. A sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Carr again. That is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Well, it's tough time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll run with Jacobs. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. Carlson able to put this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
Raiders 3.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
A.J. Hamler on the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
By the Raiders.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And that'll be incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Bradley Chubb in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. And this is going to be incomplete. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a fourth down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
A 41-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good.
Is good.
And that'll bring him back within 4.
Broncos 10. Raiders 6.
So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant not
Either
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Lindsey, the ball carrier.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Block going to throw. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
The tackle.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Another run by Lindsey. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Every year we spend a lot of time and money evaluating the top prospects for the NFL draft. How about when we all get fortunate and see a guy like Philip Lindsay, an undrafted free agent who had 1,000 yards rushing his first 2 years in the NFL. Can run between the tackles, run with power, and catch the ball out of the backfield.
They'll run on first down. Gordon. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the 44, Locke. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the... So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you?
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Noah Fant, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. What a great drive that was. A long drive, sustained, well executed.
I love what we're seeing out of him here in year 2, right? This young quarterback continues to evolve and grow. He's really the adage right now that John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, used to say. Be quick, but don't hurry. You can see that everything is happening for him, but he's not taking it at a pace that he can't sustain.
It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6.
McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
So out come the Raiders. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Carr. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Shotgun now for Carr. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Tyrell Williams, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are back within a score. So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now. They're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Fighting through pressure. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Daniel Carlson.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Now this will make it into the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Throwing now is Locke. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll set up to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. This little short throw to Witten. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
It's a gain of 8.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Raiders on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
No gain on the play.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They go with Jacobs. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. 4th and short. They had the ball right at the midfield stripe. Was curious what they were going to do. Turns out going for it, the good play.
Reminded me of a conversation we had yesterday before this game where you said, you know, it's interesting about the NFL nowadays. Oftentimes in short yardage situations, they throw the ball. In the old days, they would run it. That was an old school call right there.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. From the gun, Carr. And that is incomplete here.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings them up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. It's a screen to Richard. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. He'll hand this one off to Gordon.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Lock on the give. It's Lindsey. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They fake the handoff, now lock. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And no, it's incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Complete to Jason Witten. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Well, Charles, a game and a decision that people may be talking about tomorrow for sure. Had a chance at a long field goal there at the end to try and tie it. They elect to not kick it, and they lose the game.
And I think what we'd all love to see is that little slip of paper that the special teams coach handed to head coach before the game that said, this is where our kicker is good from today. This is where he feels confident, because that might be the absolute mark that tells us, okay, maybe we have to run more offense because maybe he doesn't feel good about kicking it from this distance.
So for the Broncos, the win form is number 6 on the year. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, this loss will mean they finish the season right at 500 at 8-8. But they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure.